Have you ever heard of the man who ran into nowhere? This is the story of Lars Mittank, one of the most baffling missing person cases in modern history. It all began on a seemingly normal beach vacation, but it ended with a single, terrifying sprint captured on airport security cameras. A sprint that led Lars right off the face of the earth. For years, people have watched that chilling footage, trying to understand what could have made a healthy young man vanish without a trace. In the summer of 2014, 28-year-old Lars Mittank from Germany was on holiday with his friends in Golden Sands, a popular resort town on Bulgaria's Black Sea coast. By all accounts, Lars was a perfectly normal guy. He had a stable job, a loving family, and no history of mental health issues or erratic behavior. The trip was supposed to be a fun, simple getaway, sun, sand, and good times with friends. But a small incident would change the course of his life forever. Towards the end of the trip, Lars got into a minor scuffle near a bar. He was a fan of one German football team, and a group of fans from another team got into an argument with him. It wasn't a serious fight, but he ended up with a ruptured eardrum. It was just a small injury, but it had major consequences. When it was time to fly home, a local doctor advised Lars that the change in cabin pressure during the flight could worsen his ear injury. So he told his friends to go on ahead without him. He would just stay behind for a day or two until he was cleared to fly. His friends flew back to Germany, leaving Lars alone in Bulgaria. Lars checked into a cheap hotel near Varna Airport to wait. And this is where things started to get strange. Alone in his hotel room, Lars's behavior took a dark and fearful turn. He called his mother back in Germany, his voice filled with panic. He whispered that he didn't feel safe, that 4 men were following him and wanted to rob or kill him. He told her to cancel his credit cards. He hid in his hotel room, terrified. Hotel staff later reported that he seemed incredibly anxious and paranoid. Was someone really after him, or was something else happening inside his mind? The next morning, Lars took a taxi to the airport, hoping to finally get on a flight home. Before checking in, he went to see the airport doctor for a final checkup on his ear. The doctor who saw him described Lars as nervous and erratic. A construction worker entered the medical office, and for some unknown reason, this seemed to be the final trigger for Lars. He muttered, "I don't want to die here. I have to get out of here." What happened next is the part of the story that has been watched by millions. Without any warning, Lars jumped up and bolted out of the doctor's office. He left everything behind: his wallet, his phone, his passport, and all of his luggage. Security cameras captured him sprinting through the airport terminal as if his life depended on it. He ran out of the main entrance, across the parking lot, and didn't stop. He effortlessly climbed over a 2.5-meter tall barbed wire fence, ran across a sunflower field, and disappeared into the dense woods bordering the airport. That was the last confirmed sighting of Lars Mittank. In a matter of seconds, he had vanished. Immediately, a massive search was launched. Bulgarian police, search dogs, and even a plane with a thermal imaging camera scoured the area around the airport. The woods were vast and dense, but investigators were confident they would find him. They found nothing. No footprints, no scraps of clothing, no sign that he was ever there. German investigators joined the effort, but they too came up empty. It was as if he had run into another dimension. Over the years, many theories have emerged, each trying to solve this impossible puzzle. The first is a medical explanation. Lars was prescribed an antibiotic called cefuroxime for his ear injury. Some have speculated that he might have had a rare adverse reaction to the medication, causing acute paranoia and psychosis. This, combined with the stress of being alone in a foreign country and the pain from his injury, could have triggered a complete mental breakdown. Another theory is that he suffered a sudden psychological episode unrelated to any medication. Perhaps the head injury from the fight was more severe than it seemed, causing brain swelling or a concussion that dramatically altered his mental state. This could explain the sudden onset of extreme fear and the belief that people were chasing him. Then there's the possibility of criminal involvement. Did the men Lars was afraid of actually exist? Did he witness something he shouldn't have, and was genuinely running for his life? Police found no evidence to support this. No one was seen chasing him on camera, and there were no other reports of suspicious individuals. Still, it's a theory that his family holds on to, believing he might have been abducted after he ran into the woods. A final, though less likely, theory is that Lars chose to disappear voluntarily, but this makes little sense. Why would he leave all his identification and money behind? And why stage such a dramatic and public escape? It just doesn't line up with the person his friends and family knew. None of these theories can fully explain everything. Each one leaves unanswered questions. The reason this case became so famous is that airport CCTV footage. It went viral online, turning Lars into the most famous missing person on YouTube. True crime communities and internet sleuths have analyzed his every move, debating what could have been going through his mind. The case is so compelling because it is simple enough for anyone to understand. A man ran and disappeared, but so complex that no expert has been able to solve it. It's a modern mystery born in the internet age. The disappearance of Lars Mittank is a tragic reminder of how quickly a life can change. His case highlights the vulnerabilities we face when traveling, especially when dealing with a medical emergency in a foreign land. His family has never given up hope. They run a Facebook page dedicated to finding him, and they continue to appeal to the public for any information that might lead to answers. So, what really happened to Lars Mittank? Did he succumb to the elements in the dense Bulgarian woods? Was he a victim of a rare medical reaction, a sudden mental health crisis, or something far more sinister? Or is he, against all odds, still out there somewhere, waiting to be found? We may never know the truth. A healthy, happy young man went on vacation and, in a flash of pure terror, ran straight into one of the greatest mysteries of our time. Thank you for watching. If you have any thoughts or theories about this case, feel free to share them in the comments below.